Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and today in the arena we are taking a look at a mono green ramping planeswalker deck. Yeah, it's all about the planeswalkers and getting them out early. We have a Boreal Grazer, Llanowar Elves, Druid of the Cowl, and Elvish Rejuvenator to ramp up the deck, Nissa's Triumph to hit more land drops, a new card from War of the Spark that lets you search for basic forests, but if you control a Nissa, you can search for some different lands. We'll get to the land in a moment. Then we have 4 Karns and 3 Karn the Great Creator. Karn pretty good at getting more lands and drawing heat from the opponent, while the Great Creator lets us minus to search for an artifact card from outside the game. And here in the sideboard we have a menu of answers. Some Amulets of Safekeeping and Sentinel Totems for those token decks. A Fountain of Renewal for that red mage, 3 Sorcerer's Spyglass. So if we're playing against another Planeswalker deck or things where this is useful, we want to be able to search for plenty of them since we have so many great creators and just create a prison type atmosphere by playing multiple Spyglasses, shutting down the opponent's effects. 1 Compass in case we have a ton of lands and 1 thing like a flying Rekindling Phoenix that we need to shut down. 3 Treasure Maps, because this is often the other card you just get a lot of, especially against control, to make sure that your draws stay good. God Pharaoh's Statue can be a pretty fun little thing to do if you are so inclined. The Immortal Sun is an emergency button for sure, because it turns off all Planeswalkers, including your own. So don't get this unless you're going to lose to your opponent's Planeswalker board, and 1 Spyglass just isn't enough. And then we have a Meteor Golem, which is for 7 mana, destroy any permanent you want, and you get a 3/3. So that's our little sideboard for Karn. Then we have 4 copies of Nissa Who Shakes the World. This really is a big Nissa deck. She is the strength of the deck. When she goes crazy, this deck is doing well. When you can't find her or she's not doing much, well, that's it. I've already made a couple of Nissa videos this season, and I've had this deck for a while, but I just was slow rolling it to try to get us back in the mood for more Nissa. Somebody pointed out in my Discord that my last 7 videos or so didn't feature the color green, so now's the time. 3 copies of Vivian Reed. This mostly finds mana dorks and land with the uptick, which isn't that great. It doesn't find other planeswalkers. So it's really there to draw more fire and take out flying creatures. That's sort of the point of Vivian Reed in the deck. Although I have ultimated the Vivian several times because my opponents aren't able to kill it, and a card coming up just pushes it straight to 8, and that's usually lethal. 3 Ugin, the Ineffable. The colorless spells costing 2 less to cast is really sweet, the plus is really sweet, and the minus takes care of specific permanents that are problems. This card is pretty great. I can't imagine the deck without it. When it's winning, it's usually because Nissa and Ugin are tag teaming the board and being really powerful. And then 2 Plane-Wide Celebration. The choose 4, you may choose the same mode more than once. I swear I rarely choose different modes. I'm either getting 4 permanents out of my graveyard, or I'm proliferating 4 times to make all my planeswalkers go into ultimate mode. That would be Nissa and Vivian. Ugin doesn't have an ultimate, but just getting them on really high loyalty. And then there is gain 4 life, which you can do 4 times. Gaining 16 against red is often a bit of a scoop inducer. This deck is a lot of fun. I really enjoy it. I'm going to play it in regular play and see how that goes. I definitely feel like either you get way ahead very fast or you die instantly, and I wouldn't play it in ranked. But I've been having a great time with it in regular play, and it does have some legs. Maybe with some fine-tuning, it could be a ladder deck. If you put in some work, please let me know in comments how you would improve the deck. I decided to go constructed event. I just can't get good games in free play anymore. It's been a long time since anybody played a game out past turn 4. So let's go ahead and keep this hand and see what's going on. And to be honest, that includes me. I pretty much see mono red turn 2 Steamkin and don't want to play in free play anymore. But you add a little stakes with an event like this, and you just get a different experience. So we're doing a constructed event. I don't expect to get to 7 wins, but I like to surprise myself sometimes. Our opponent opening with a Gruul Guild Gate could mean a lot of things, but the Gates deck is certainly one of those things. And that can be a very intense matchup. So let's see what our opponent has for us. As we've opened on the ultimate ramp package of Elf Grazer Grazer. Timber Gorge. Alright, Karn. Come on down, let's party. Start make the opponent choose things. Ooh, we'll have double Karn next turn. Oh, be still my heart. Could have attacked for a damage, but I like doing it this way. All the mana we can get. Make the opponent sweep us up if they have a sweeper of some kind. There's a Gruul Spellbreaker. That is something. Gonna attack the Karn. Alright. One of the Grazers will take one for the team. 5 lands. Ooh, Vivian off the top. Well, we're going to go get this Karn. Gonna play the Karn, and then what do we do with it? We could get a treasure map going, or we could just get Vivian going, which I think is better to make sure we keep hitting land drops. It's her primary goal in this deck. I could leave a Blast Zone available to put a counter on it, which is probably a good idea. If, assuming we also hit a land with the Vivian Reed. Oh, we didn't. Well, another Druid of the Cowl. More ways to absorb Spellbreaker hits. Keep building a wall around our Planeswalkers. Also, every Planeswalker on the battlefield makes the Mobilized District cheaper to activate. It will only be 1 other mana after we resolve Karn the Great Creator. What are we doing? We fighting? We're fighting. Alright. Who are you attacking? I think we'll just save the Grazer since, well, I mean, it absorbs 3 either way. Whether or not it's all of the damage doesn't matter so much. Alright, take a hit.
Most wounds can heal.
Yeah, most wounds. Alright, how do we do this? Plus, because we'll probably be getting land. Another Druid is interesting. The Elves right now can kill the Domri as it is. I don't have to fire up the Mobilized District. I think I like continuing to hit land drops. Although I'll probably hit a land drop with the Karn too. I should have plus the Karn first. Don't really need another Blast Zone. Yeah, I'll grab another Druid. Yep, knew it. Karn draws lands. That's what Karn does. Master of drawing the land. All right. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Here's other Karn. Let's go get an artifact. Thematic Compass is interesting, but we only have 6 lands, so it wouldn't flip this turn. Spyglass could shut down Domri, but I can just kill it, so that's not really a priority. I do anticipate something huge coming from my opponent, but getting a treasure map to just make sure the draws keep being great is usually a fine take. Alright, so we'll go like this, and here's a map. You kill the Domri. You have a job to do. And end the turn. So we didn't play around a shock there because we knew our opponent didn't have it from the way that priority was passing in the game. It's a tell. When priority is going snap, snap, snap when you're doing stuff, then you know your opponent isn't going to have an instant speed effect. Opponent attacks the Karn, that's fine. Ooh, chooses Vivian Raid. Well, makes sense. Let's map it up. A Nissa's Triumph without a Nissa isn't that great. Too late.
You'll have to do better than that.
Alright, what's down here? A land. So first let's plus the Nissa. Go find another creature or land. I don't need all these Druid of the Cowls. I'll just get the land to make sure I hit this land drop. Then we'll play it. Then we'll minus the Karn. Now we have 7 lands to get the Thematic Compass, which can shut down the Rekindling Phoenix. We'll plus this Karn. We could make a 3/3, but I'd rather get deeper in the deck. Ooh, 2 Planeswalkers. It's going to incentivize the opponent to deal with the Karn ASAP here if they can. Ooh, they got to think about this one. Now, we also have mana for some Druids of the Cowl. We don't have anything on the battlefield that costs 3, so putting a Blast Zone on 3 is a fine move too. So that is 5 mana, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So playing 1 Druid doesn't take that away. So that's what we'll do. Your turn. Get our Compass to shut down Rekindling Phoenix. Druid to chump block the Spellbreaker and keep it away from our Planeswalkers. Blast Zone going to 3 can take out a Spellbreaker and any other 3-drops the opponent comes up with. Good times. Here comes the attack. And the attack. Alright. Turn around. Rekindling Phoenix got a little bit lonely. So, do I want to chump away a Druid of the Cowl here? I think so. Keeping a Planeswalker on the battlefield is better, even if the Karn doesn't have much to plus against. Actually, you know, let it go. Let it go. That's fine. We could have also fired up the District to try to block. I don't like that very much because the opponent might Lightning Strike or otherwise deal with our District. I like my District. I want my District around. Shaper's Sanctuary. Well, I don't plan to target your stuff. Wait. The Spires targets the stuff. Maybe we do have to blow that card up. Banefire for 2. Oops. All right. Let's go ahead and set the Blast Zone. I think that's better than using the map. There's a Mobilized District. Let's blow up the Sanctuary so that we can keep using the Spires without letting our opponent draw a card. Let's get back Nissa. Play the District. Colorless, colorless, green, green, colorless. Put out She Who Shakes the Freaking World. Make some mana. Let's play this Druid of the Cowl. Plus here, make this into a 3/3. And we still have a Triumph, which we can cast for sure. We have plenty of mana now because every land makes 2. So we're going to get 3 lands and District, District, Blast Zone. They don't have to be basic because I control a Nissa Planeswalker. And no attacks here. End that turn. What's that sound effect? Do you hear that? It sounds just like a crackling sound in the background. Yeah, it's a sound effect. Huh. Weird. Ooh, you played that into a Blast Zone. Oh. Not how you do it. Think the opponent missed the Blast Zone. Well, they have some pretty good cards in a red-green deck, but maybe they're new-ish to the MTG experience. All right, detonate, baby. Yeah. Tragedy. 2 Spellbreakers killed by Blast Zone. Hello. Yep. Indeed. Oh, tap the Spires. Gotta watch Auto Tapper. It's been doing weird things ever since the update. But I think we're gonna be okay this time. We got all these Mobilized Districts. We got 3 Planeswalkers, so it's only 1 mana each to activate them. We've got this Rekindling Phoenix.
Meet my newest friend.
Yeah. Forests are good. Alright. How much damage can I attack my opponent for? A bazillion? Probably. Let's make some mana. Become a 3/3. Again, it only costs 1 to become a 3/3 because of all the things that I has. Actually, I probably could have just played the Ugin, right? And then it would cost 0. Oops. Oops myself. We can still do it. We can do it one time to show the ability. Activate for 0. You turn into a critter. You blow up the Rekindling Phoenix so that when it blocks, it dies. Alright. Do I have any way to deal like 1 more damage to my opponent? I don't see it. I don't see it if it's there. I guess we could plus the Karn and possibly get another Nissa to make another 3/3. Ooh. Plane-wide celebration. Pretty please. No. Denied. Alright. Get him. Oh, this one has summoning sickness. That's another problem with my plan. So, complicated. Deck is complicated. Just saying. Yeah, I guess. At least I didn't pay mana to do it. Oh wait, now it has summoning sickness. I can't even tap it for mana. That's so funny. Learning as I go, friends. Don't need more blast zones. Not right now. Got all the blast zone we need. Alright, have I done it enough? I could endlessly loop mobilize district activations. That would be really mature. Once this deck is rolling, there's too many options. Heads explode. Double Rekindling Phoenix. Typically pretty good, but a little bit too slow this time, as our green Tron-ish thing went absolutely bonkers. Yeah, turn 1 Llanowar. Yeah, that's what we're doing. That's how we roll. A little risky. If our opponent kills it, we suddenly have a hand that don't do too much. But I guess I was going to draw this beautiful forest anyway. Alright. Let's do the Triumph. I don't see any point in leaving the other Llanowar untapped here. This at least can give the opponent the impression we're short on lands, even though we're certainly not. Now, if the opponent plays a Steel Leaf Champion, we got trouble. Not like this. Alright, Karn, get out there, take one for the team. We needs the resources. We can set a blast zone to 3 next turn if our opponent plays another 3-drop. Is this a null hide? Wow, perfect draw. Perfect curve from the opponent. How unfortunate. Let's keep plussing rather than the minus to get another Nissa. I don't really like that. Grazer, interesting. Let's play the World Shaker, I think. Just keep diverting the attention of these beasts. And I think I play out the Druid. Alright. Green on green action. And game? It's a lot of damage. Well, I can chump the Null Hide. Wow, is this not the perfect curve, though? I think our opponent just drew this up, like, in their dreams and then got to do it. It's kind of amazing. So how do we come back from that? Do we? Is it possible? I think it's possible. We have a lot of mana here. We can get a second Nissa. I don't know if that's very good. Karn minusing isn't very good. Kind of think I need to keep digging. More resources, please. More resources, please. They chose the elf, which I would have chosen the blast zone for certain. All right. Let's go with a grazer. Resolve. Don't know why it asked me to respond to my trigger there. It usually doesn't, I don't think. But maybe somebody in chat knows exactly what happened. I can play the district. I can untap a land. I can also play this Nissa, not Nissa. I can also play this Vivian Reed. Keep the stuff coming. We can plus you 3/3. We can play this and what is it? 1 mana to activate, but I would have to tap one of these to do it, so that's a net wash. So I'm better off playing the Blast Zone, which I can charge to 3. And your turn. Okay, gosh. How are we still here? Where's the Galta? That's what I'm wondering now. Egads. But we can still chump. I mean, that's interesting, but I don't think it actually does what the opponent wants it to do. All right, the Ronus goes back in. We know that's coming back. So we do have to block the champion. Like so. We may as well double block it, get it dead. It's gonna leave the Ferox though, which is frustrating. Well, no, we don't want to double block the champion because we can blast zone away the champion. So let's just put a single blocker in front of the Ferox and give up 1 land. Yeah. Block, charge up blast zone. That double mana comes in handy. We still alive. We still alive. All right. Anything good with Karn? Second Nissa's interesting, but I don't think it's quite what I'm looking for. Making another creature can block the Nullhide or the Ronus. That's pretty great. Let's start with plussing Vivian Reed. Another mana creature. There you go. Let's go ahead and play the Druid of the Cowl. Plus the Nissa. Get another one. We can minus the Karn to make a chump blocker. Or we can keep digging. Or we can have a second Nissa ready. I think I keep digging. I think I've got enough chump blockers. Alright, another Druid is fine. And the opponent's going to scoop it up. They've given up on getting through. Their perfect god draw didn't account for a ridiculous amount of planeswalkers and chump blockers. Yeah, getting those Llanowar elf draws. Crap, it's a red deck. Not good to be on the draw with your Llanowar elf draw against a red deck. I don't pretend to have a good deck against red. You can be fine if you are on the play, but not on the draw. But then we see an island, so maybe it's not all that it seems. But we really don't run 3 drops, so next turn is going to be probably a do-nothing. If the opponent has a Drake, that's a problem. Nope. Hey, and we even drew a card we could play. This is going better than I expected. There's the stick. Is it an Ionize or some kind of counter? Quench? What are we up against? The opponent may want that back when they see all of our expensive planeswalkers, and especially Vivian Reed, which can be very good against Crackling Drake, but our opponent doesn't have Crackling Drake here either. Okay, it's a blue-red, some kind of control deck. Keeping on top. Probably another counterspell. Alright, they countered one of these before. Let's see if they counter this one. No, that didn't even stick, so that's a good sign. Maybe what they kept is a negate. But pacing your threats here, it's not too bad of an idea. Blink of an eye. Alright. This is some weird classic blue-red stuff. Maybe they're the infinite combo deck. Just, they do the control shell till they can do it. Oh, they're gonna regret that. This is why we... Excuse me, I'm sorry. This is why we did not run out Vivian Reed.
Not bad for a mouse.
And let's bring the district. Yay! Cheering. Alright, our opponent does have more big creatures. That's a problem. Let's see if we can find something to block, like a grazer.
Like I do.
Not a grazer. Let's see, what would it cost to activate it to? Yeah, we're not going to be tapping that for mana this turn. Or turning it into a creature is what I meant to say. Begin the Planeswalker spam. The opponent does have to attack Vivian Reed. Ooh, another Vivian Reed. That's excellent. Alright, play you. Let's rejuvenate. Keep him rejuvenated. Sure. Down with that. We got a lot more powerful stuff in the deck. More Drakes, oh boy. This is going to be a challenge.
Not again.
Our opponent is down to their last card. Ugin off the top. Alright, let's get the Vivian first. Take out the other Drake. So
I'll be back.
Ugin can kill the last one. If we're going to have a Planeswalker stick around, we want Ugin to stick around more than we want Vivian to stick around, because Ugin can create creatures that can pressure the opponent to end the game. And the opponent's Drakes and Flyers, they still haven't had a chance to attack our face. So we're doing a good job buying plenty of time. There's a Grazer. Grazer's good. Let's plus the Karn. The opponent will probably give us the mana creature. Alright, Ugin, do your thing. And that's the scoop. The Drakes don't want to play no more. Over the sound of Ugin hissing his way to victory. Alright. We'll try it. We're on the draw again. It's another ick hand. And is it another mono red? That'd be heartbreaking. Like, we were having a good time, then played mono red twice in a row on the draw with slower than average hands. Against Runaway Steamkin, yes, of course. Why wouldn't this happen? Why wouldn't that be exactly the way it worked out? Yeah, I'm blocking. No easy spectacle, please. If the opponent wants to use Shock to get through the Druid, so be it. You just have to make them use their resources and not let them easily light up the stage. I bet I whiff. That would be the ultimate here. Okay, we didn't whiff. We did get a forest. Not quite dead. Pretty dead. Realistically quite dead. Alright, 17. No light up the stage? Okay. Well, Nissa could come down and start making, let's see, we could also charge this to 2. This is our opponent's, like, only pressure source. I wonder if there's something to be said for just Blast Zone into 2, blow up your guy? I kind of like Karn, though, and make a 1-1. The opponent shoots my Karn, probably, but they get another bolt out of their hand. We don't want them using bolts on the 3/3s that we make is part of the issue. Yep, gonna make a creature to try to jump in front of Steamkin. You see that quick pass? My opponent's out of instants. I wonder what this means about their hand. It means Experimental Frenzy, duh. Another card I need a Vivian Reed for. Alright, so they hit the Firebrand like a boss. And the Lava Runner. Okay, great. This is... How many of these can you do in a row? How many 1-drops can you hit in a row? Mm-hmm. Peeking out the Karn. Okay. Cool. Alright, so I play Nissa and I can make 4 mana and play Karn. It's alright. We have to have a forest untapped for this to work. Alright, we go to combat first because of vigilance. Don't forget that when playing Nissa. I mean, I forget it all the time, but there you go. And then do I play the Karn and minus it to have a blocker? I think so. I think that's the better way. Keep trying to draw action to the Planeswalkers themselves. Now the opponent will cast about 15 spells and kill me, but we'll make them actually come up with that. Infinite mana. Runaway Steamkin number 2. Just the most broken deck in Standard by a mile. This red deck, no big deal. But it looks like the opponent came up against either something that requires more thought than the average red player has the capacity for, just jokes, sick burns, or they bumped into another land, and they might be considering sacking the Frenzy. Let's see. There are a lot of targets for a burn spell, to be fair. Okay, they ditched the mana and didn't even attack? Huh? What nonsense is this? I just need to get rid of... I need to get rid of these Steamkins. I don't have anything that costs 2. So I can power up the Blast Zone and blow them up. That's interesting, right? Can make another creature with Karn. If I do that, the Firebrand might sack if I want that gone now. Let's start there. See if the opponent sacks their Firebrand to kill the other creature. Oh. Alright. Tap this for mana. Put a counter on the Blast Zone. Plus the Nissa to untap the Blast Zone. Makes it a 3/3 with Vigilance.
The land shall conquer you.
2 mana. Let's see, we can do 2 mana to power up a Mobilized District. Because we have 2 legendaries. We can move to combat. I mean, these have vigilance. It's pressure. Should have played the district first. Right? Yeah, we need to dial up all the pressure we can get. If the opponent wants to kill one of these, that's great. Okay, okay. They're keeping the Steamkins, or trying to. Pick on Karn, is that? I think so. That's fine. Karn did his job. Alright, down to 11. Here's a district. 1, 2, 3, blow the Blast Zone. When do we blow the Blast Zone? I guess I want to do it before I play a Druid of the Cowl, right? So we can tap you for mana, then this for 2 mana, then this is 1, 2, 3. Get him. And here comes the druid. All right. Your turn. We're still alive. The opponent has Experimental Frenzy and 6 mana, 11 life, and no board other than that. And they straight up cast Light up the stage, revealing a Get You Lava Runner and a Lightning Strike. Life's full of tough choices. If they throw direct damage at the Nissa, that's awesome. I have another one. They don't know that. But if they feel pressure to deal with the Nissa, that's good for me. And 1 mana left. What does it do? Attacks the druid. Okay. I don't think I throw away my token. I could, but I don't think that's the move here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, I think I got you.
Do not underestimate my fortitude.
Plus, make you.
Behold, nature's true power.
Okay, that's 6 mana, and it's 3 each for the district, so power you up, and charge. Yes! Yes! Nissa over Frenzy! Yes! Yes! We got pretty lucky that the Steamkins whiffed one time there and gave us a chance to get in it. All right, on the draw, but with a nice Grazer Cowl Planeswalker hand. And the opponent with a Mold 6 keep on top. The Rejuvenator is pretty perfect here as well. All right, tap land. Giving me all the time in the world, I appreciate it. We're gonna need to draw land off the top to Planeswalker the way we want to on time, but if not, we still have a Karn. Let's grab a District. Districts are pretty good, or can be. Wildgrowth Walker's here. So this is like the kind of deck we want to play against, right? Some kind of a mid-range thing. But what I do have to think about is Vraska's Contempt, and with Nissa being the most powerful Planeswalker that I have, I want to draw Vraska's Contempt out of my opponent, so I'm going to lead with Vivian Reed.
Let's tear this place apart.
She'll make sure that the lands and the mana creatures keep coming. I usually take the creatures with Vivian Reed because I can get the lands pretty easily with Karn. And with the Nissa's... what is it? Nissa's Triumph? Yeah, that's it. There's a Chupacabra going after the Grazer. All right. I'm not going to block with the Rejuvenator this turn. When saving 1 loyalty when it could chump and save 2 next turn.
I've seen squirrels hit hard.
All right, let's keep this thing going.
I've seen things that would break someone like you.
Well, I do want to hit my land drop for the turn. Don't want to miss it, so I'll take a forest this time. Our opponent didn't have the Vraska's Contempt, and that tells me that the coast is pretty darn clear for Nissa, who shakes the freaking world.
Seek shelter in my stewardship.
Send in this forest,
Behold, nature's
or we could play 2 more creatures. But first, Vigilance. Always important to remember to get your punches in with the lands. Part of Nissa's awesomeness is that Nissa hits really hard, but it's often easy to forget that. So I like assembling a wall of dorks, as both of these can block both of these before playing the Karn. 5 mana, what do you got? Okay. We'll just go here and here. I don't really want either of these to go to the graveyard because of Find Finality, so I'm not throwing the Elvish Rejuvenator into that block to, say, kill the Chupacabra. Sultai's all about getting their stuff back. You always have to keep that in mind a bit when you play against it. So, Vivian, get me a... Oh, I'll take a District. All right, mana, Karn. start digging.
Are you certain of your decision?
All right. So 1, 2, 3 means that these come alive. Is this one of them summoning sickness, right? Yep, entered the battlefield this turn. So this one isn't going to come alive. So because of that, we may as well use it for colorless mana to activate this district. And then use this Nissa to untap this land, give that thing Vigilance and Haste. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We could attack for, and we have more chumpers to play, so we may as well attack with all. The deck puts the pressure on a lot faster than you expect. Let's go ahead and tap this for a mana so that it can play the Druid of the Cowl and leave a green in our mana pool. Or not. That was weird. All right. I meant to have a green left over, but I guess I should have just led with the Llanowar Elf. And let's go ahead and put a charge counter on this Blast Zone, using it for 1. That's never going to matter. And let's end the turn. At least we found a way to sink that extra mana that we burned by somehow tapping wrong there. Here's Finality. Everybody's dead. Doesn't matter much. The mobilized districts are going to save the day anyway. So we go with a land. We go 1, 2, 3, 4. We blow up the Blast Zone. That's on 2 to kill off the Wild Growth Walker. Then we activate Mobilized District. Activate another Mobilized District. Oops. Show that we can do this anyway. Tapping is hard, but we can still get through it. Okay, we finish at 5 and 3, which is a little better than I might have expected with the meta for constructed events. We played against Gruul, we played against Mono Green, we played against Drakes, we played against Red, Red, and Red. We played against White, and we played against Sultai. And the games that are probably going to get cut are some of the Red games that weren't very good or interesting at all. It was just getting burned out. And the Mono White game wasn't exciting either. Same kind of story. When we're on the draw and our deck is slow, it's not easy. It's not hard to run us over. It's basically impossible for us to win. But against any kind of deck that isn't going to kill our elf and we get to resolve a planeswalker, the games are pretty exciting and interesting. So I'm happy with how the deck did in an event. To keep the video also from being multiple hours, I'm probably going to cut out those games that weren't particularly interesting. For our prizes, I don't know if I've ever done this before. 2 Pirates Pillages, some gems, 600 gold. Thank you for watching this video. I enjoyed playing this green Tron deck. It was a lot of fun. I hope that you'll consider checking out some of the ways to support the channel if you're enjoying the content. I have a tip link on my website, which is linked in the description, so you can leave a tip for the video. You can also join on Patreon for as low as $2 a month. I'll be shooting my bonus Patreon video in the near future. And also a plug for another project I have. I'm doing some, what would you call that? Strategic writing for TempoStorm.com. I'm writing about Standard and MTG Arena for TempoStorm.com. So go check it out. Go to Articles Magic the Gathering, and you'll see me writing a weekly piece about changes and shifts in meta and coverage of the biggest events in MTG Standard right now. So thank you for watching this video, and as always, I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.